Last summer, KTVO's Vanessa Alonso first brought you the story about the local Adair County E911 Center and how a new cell phone tax could help bring in more funding for operations. 1 year later, some progress has been made, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Tonight, Vanessa gives us an update on what needs to be done to get the Missouri 911 cell phone tax bill passed and what you as a concerned citizen can do to help make sure your emergency calls for help will continue to be answered.
911 centers locally and across the state of Missouri are going to continue pushing the state to pass a bill to help with funding. The Adair County E911 Center currently receives funding from a 911 tax on landline phones. However, due to many people getting rid of their landlines, the funding for the center is continuing to decline.
Back in 2008, the landline tax brought in alone $58,000 to the E911 Center in Adair County. But by the end of 2015, that amount decreased to $32,000. But Adair County E911 Director Chris Kilday told me last year that House Bill 1904, also known to many as the 911 cell phone tax, would help make up the difference and bring in that funding to not only Adair County, but to all rural areas in the state of Missouri.
The bill that would grant Missouri counties the authority to ask voters to approve an additional $1 tax added to the county's residents' bills every month for using 911 calls made on cellular phones. That proposed funding bill passed in the Missouri House with no hesitation. However, it died on the floor of the state Senate on the last day of the legislative session back in May. The defeat happened after a few state senators from major cities wanted certain counties to be exempt from the tax, and there was not enough support to pass it.
In St. Louis, some counties have a 911 answering port for ambulance, fire, police, and sheriff. We don't have the tax incentive and all that they do. And so, yeah, they're better funded than we are because they have more tax money coming in.
They just don't want another tax on top of them.
Right.
Kilday says she is downright frustrated.
Without this funding, you know, the four entities that pay are the funds for the 911 center, you know, they're all strapped. And cost of equipment is going up. We go by on a very small budget compared to most of these places, and there's nowhere to come money from.
Next year, Adair County will have to upgrade its 911 phone system, for which the Adair County E911 Joint Services Board already has a 5-year lease plan in its capital plan. But it's other future upgrades that has Kilday worried.
The big hurt's going to be when we have to replace the radio consoles. And you're talking $200,000 that has to come off that budget right off the bat.
And when is that supposed to take place?
2019.
Kilday added if the cell phone tax is not passed soon, board members will either have to take out a loan or raise money for the radio upgrades themselves. She says local State House Representative Nate Walker and local State Senator Brian Mudslinger are very supportive of the proposed bill. She wants the community members to know there is something you can do as citizens to help make sure this bill gets finally passed.
We're going to have to get the public to come in and really start helping push for it. Community is going to have to start helping us talk to the senators and representatives and possibly have them start coming to the Capitol.
Reporting from Kirksville, I'm Vanessa Alonso for KTVO News.
Both Kilday and Kirksville Police Chief Jim Hughes are hoping the bill will be brought back to the floor during the next legislative session. Missouri is the only state that does not currently tax cell phones for 911 services.